Okay, hopefully this one's a lot better. My connection wasn't so good there. Hello everybody, it's Dan with MTG Tavern. Shall I put my camera on? I guess we should. So before I get started, what I'm going to start doing with this channel, because it's getting quite, I'm getting quite restricted on time. So if anybody ever wants me to try out a deck in Modern for them, I do rent my decks, so it's not as if it costs me any extra money to rent them. If there's something you'd like to try out, something a bit, weird, especially with Living End, I obviously like playing a bit of Living End, I'll be happy to make a video for you, and you can, just email me your deck list. I'll put it in the description below, and yeah, email me your deck, and I will attempt to play it on stream, or at least recording the games, and we can see how it goes, and maybe offer some advice. I wouldn't exactly say I'm a pro player. I'm certainly far from that, although I would like to believe I'm an above average Living End player and know how to play. I learned a lot of decks by playing in Living End a lot, so I kind of know other decks, but not as well as people who specialise in those decks. But it's something you'd like to see. Maybe you're playing the deck better than I am, but at least if you see me play it out, then we can take a look at your deck, and obviously it's great for me because I get to just play games of Magic. Right, so today we are playing As ForeTold Living End. Now, I need to take one card out of this main or the sideboard. We need to decide on that one just now. Let's go ahead and sort myself out first, though. So where is our... Okay, we don't actually have a video camera available, so we'll sort that out in a second. Right. Let's go live. Where is live? Hello? My channel? Whatever. Okay. Right, my channel. Here we go. Are we there yet? Oh, hey, Clifford Warner. Sorry, man. I'm just trying to get myself organised here. Look, let's turn this sound down for a start. I don't want to hear myself. It's bad enough that you guys have to hear me, let alone myself. So I went through Mana Traders. Mana Traders have a bit of a bad rep, but I've never really had any issues with them. I am being a little bit apprehensive about renting with them, though. I'm just being a little bit apprehensive. And I saw your message before, Clifford, so I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, I'm not... Man, is my connection really that bad? I'm looking at my stream now and it's like really blurred. Is it really blurred for you? Like my screen? Anyway, right, so. I'll carry on now as though it's fine. It's clear for you. Okay, maybe it's just something to do with mine. It's not really a big deal. As long as I know I'm streaming, that's fine. Right, so. Recording this one for the YouTube channel more than what is going on with my connection? My connection seems fine, but my... Whatever. Okay, we'll just carry on. Right, so. Yeah, this is As ForeTold Living End. This was a deck that was popular about a year ago. It was popular for a very small amount of time. It still sees extremely fringe play from people in the formats. It's kind of... arguably the best combo control deck in the format, but that's a very, very low... that's a very, very low, like, barrier to burst. It's not as if, like, it's an amazing deck. I mean, you could argue that, like, a Kiki Jiki combo deck or a... I guess, actually, no, Storm would be a... Storm isn't really that controlling, though. It has some Ramans in the sideboard. Whatever, let's carry on. So, recently, As ForeTold Living End got a massive upgrade, very recently, with Electrodominance. Apologies if you can hear a bike outside. Hello from a speed train in Sweden. That is one hell of a connection you've got there. Right, so Electrodominance, yeah, probably a good idea, actually. Living End is, this deck could take off. I know some people have had some very good results with this already. Although, granted, they are very, very good players anyway. Right, so Electrodominance, this kind of acts like an instant speed enchantment version of As ForeTold, so you can only use it once, but the instant speed application is exactly what this deck needed, and arguably different versions of Living End needed. So previously, before Electrodominance, you mainly played mono blue, you sometimes splashed black, you didn't really splash red. And you were kind of restricted to a few cyclers in Curator of Mysteries and Strike Riverwinders, but now you get to add the Desert Ceradons because you're splashing red for Electrodominance. Then you've also got the Nimble Obstructionist as well. So you're cycling, just like normal Living End, you're still cycling all of these creatures into your graveyard. Oh! So, like, what, 2 years ago now? Has it gone up since then? It probably has. Living End's probably seen more play recently than it ever has. There's also 2 Architects of Will. Now, these can't be cast because of the black mana, so unless our opponent somehow gives us black mana, we're just going to be cycling these for the blue mana. But when these come back, the fact that you can manipulate this off of your opponent's library is quite a big deal. But as ForeTold, if you don't know what it is, and it's enchantment, 3 mana, and once each turn you may pay nothing rather than paying X for a spell. So X, it gets a counter every upkeep, a time counter. So the first upkeep, let's just say you had lightning bolts in your deck, you can cast a lightning bolt for free. That's pretty good. That's a nice little profit you got yourself there. So then, like, turn 2, you get to cast, I don't know, a Boros Charm. Obviously, our deck doesn't have Boros Charm, but I'm choosing it as an example. So it gets an extra counter. Note it says every turn, so it doesn't specifically state that we have to do it on our turn. We can do it on our opponent's turn. However, with As ForeTold, timing restrictions do apply. Because Electrodominance says you have to, well, it doesn't say you have to cast, but you may cast a card without converting mana cost X. Electrodominance just says ignores timing restrictions, so a sorcery can be cast with Electrodominance. Whereas, as ForeTold, we can't cast a Living End because it's a sorcery. We can cast an instant on our opponent's turn with As ForeTold, but we can't cast a sorcery outside of sorcery speed. So Electrodominance was the big upgrade because it now offers an instant speed application of Living End, which is why Jund Living End, the normal build of Living End, is by far the best up until now because it had Violent Outburst. So you can end step, wipe your opponent's board, bring all your creatures back, untap, kill them, or very close to kill them. So your opponent, and the entire time you're holding up mana because you could just be cycling, you could be cascading, you don't know what's going on. So this is a huge upgrade for this deck. Like I said, we've got the cyclers there, we've got some counterspells and cryptic commands. We need to buy time to set up our graveyard. We don't have as much removal in this version of the deck. No Bazooka Bog, although there probably could be. I'll be honest, I've kind of copied 2 people. There is a guy called, where is he? I'll show you him right here. So this is the Modern Living End Facebook group. If you guys are interested in Living End, I strongly recommend you join this if you're not on there already. Global T, is on his online username. He's a very, very good Living End player. Enters a lot of competitive modern leagues and gets a lot of 5-0s. He's a very, very good player. This is his list, and he took it from a pro player whose name I can't remember right now, and it adapted that one. So with all due respect to the pro player, whoever it was, and he's a very, very good pro player, I take Glauber T's version a lot more serious because he's a specialist Living End player. So, like, as great as Reed Duke is at Jund, if Reed Duke was to come to me and say, look, Dan, you should be building Living End this way because, like, it's not to say that I wouldn't listen to him because he's Reed Duke, but I would take a professional player who plays a lot of Living End far more seriously. Finally, we've got, the Romans. Oh, I need to get a move on and get this deck tech done. This is getting pretty boring for everyone, I'm sure. Right, so finally, what we're casting off the As ForeTolds, obviously we can cast Romans, we can cast Formula, we can cast anything we want to, but what we're really looking to cast is ideally a Living End, so we can bring back all of our creatures, the traditional way of casting Living End, or Ancestral Vision. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, we can cast Architects of Will with the As ForeTold, but outside of that, we can't. Maybe there should be a Bazooka Bog in here, but I mean, I've got Surgicals in the sideboard and Torments. Yeah, maybe that we could maybe have slipped. Maybe instead of an island, we could have slipped a Bazooka Bog in here, or like a Cascade Bluffs. Anyway, yeah, so we're looking to cast Ancestral Vision, which we can now cast on our end step as well. Even if it's not a Living End, we can just end step Electrodominance. Finally, Chalice of the Void. People are probably wondering why that. Because of stuff like Phoenixes, they have a lot of 1-drops. Put a Chalice out on turn 1. Maybe there should be a Simian Spirit Guide in here or 2 as well to like get a turn 1 Chalice. That could be quite a big deal. Anyway, Yeah, that is mainly there for the, like, it's good against Storm, Burn and Storm as well, I guess. The Chalice extra in the sideboard. So we've got Choose for artifacts, Anger of the Gods for those creature decks, Tormod's Crypts for graveyard decks as well as Surgical Extractions, Negates for counter magic, I guess. Lava Coil there for the Phoenix deck because it has 4 toughness. We want to make sure we can exile that thing and not bring it back. Magma Spray, I don't know why this was in Glabor T's deck in the sideboard and that professional player whose name I will find shortly. Don't know why. I assume it's for... I don't know why it is, actually. Maybe it's for the Arclight Phoenix deck again. Maybe it's the Arclight Phoenix deck because you exile a Phoenix for 1 mana. Sounds good. And then, this is a Glauber T special, and I like this. It's kind of like a Brindle Ball, but, like, colourless. And, sure, why not just gain a bit of life, you know? So that's where sometimes Living End does lose, is where, like, it just, like, against Burn, Living End will finally get creatures on the field, and then it will just get burnt out by a few burn spells. So if you can get a Brindle Ball down, it buys you that turn or two you need to actually win the game. Right, let's go and play some games. I'm not playing in a league. I never play in leagues with decks I don't know, because it's a waste of money. Whereas I've got these free play points I can use here, so hopefully we can find a game. So, yeah, let's find... I'll find this player now, who I was talking about, pro player. He's... Actually, to be fair, he's a decent... he's a big fan of Mono Blue Living End. Gabriel Nassif, that's it. Gabriel Nassif, he was always a big player of Mono Blue Living End. And now, obviously, he's really excited about playing Blue-Red. So, Gabriel Nassif is actually quite the player. He's obviously got quite a bit of history. We're against Pan Cement JP? I don't know what the hell that means. So, yeah, he's obviously quite a good player. Right. Shall I see if I can get my camera on? I'll try it in a bit. I think this hand is perfectly fine, is it? We just need to find one of our 8 ways of casting Living End. So that seems fine. Chalice, it could be good, could be bad, we don't know. So sure, let's keep this one. Thinking about it, I assume we don't have many 1-drops in our deck, do we? We have none. Good, okay. So Chalice on 1 definitely sounds like a good idea. Oh. Right, so what are we against here? Let's just pull up the chats here. Right. Okay, 4-minute mage could be quite good. So let's start with a Spy Bluff Canal, and I see no reason to do anything, so we'll just pop the turn over to them. This Cascade Bluffs could actually be quite good if you have just an island and a Cascade Bluffs out. Who? Who the hell is... I don't know who that is. Sorry. I don't really watch much of Channel Vible's content. Okay, so what, we're against blue-white control? Or as I like to call it, boring white control. It could be spirits as well. Like Windswept Teeth would suggest spirits. Spirits would actually be a reasonably rough matchup, and I would hope to be on the play against spirits. A Chalice on 1 would be really good against them, though, if they don't have an Aether Vial or a Mausoleum Wanderer out. That means they can't get down later ones. What have we got here? Oh, shit! Okay. Okay. Oh, no! Sure. Well, I'm just going to cycle this now. Because we're not casting this anyway. I might have to just hope for mana. And we can start casting, like, Curator of Mysteries, which might not be bad. That is, not a great start. So there's the land we need. So I'm probably going to spend turn 2 just putting down a Chalice. This card is really good against Living Ends. Another Curator of Mysteries is not a bad one. So let's put down another Spire Bluff, and we'll go Chalice on 1. So hopefully this this is going to help us, hopefully. Like, hopefully they top deck a lot of Aether Vials and Mausoleum Wanderers. They can still cast them, though, remember. They can still cast them. So opposed to nothing. when they have this out, I'm actually not that bothered about drawing lands. That's probably quite good for us. Let's go ahead and play a basic island, and we're not doing much else this turn, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and put down this Fulminator Mage. It might get countered. There's a good... It's not going to get countered. Okay. So I think the trick sometimes with... which a lot of Living End players do, is that they straight away sacrifice the Fulminator Mage. Interesting. Really? They didn't want to counter the Fulminator Mage. I don't understand the thinking there. Why would you do that? Why would you not counter Fulminator Mage when you have a Spell Queller in your hand and we've just tapped out? That's interesting. Maybe they're worried about like Simian Spirit Guide, Electrodominance Living End. But I mean, that would be a hell of a combination to have. Like, okay. Well, now that they've... Yeah, I think now is the time to cut them off blue, now that they've tapped out. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm really intrigued. Like, typically I like to keep Fulminator Mage on the field, so when we can cast our Living End... well, they had the blue anyway, but whatever, that's going to happen. Okay, we're starting to get in a little bit of trouble. Well, the good news is, minimum, we can just cast a Curator of Mysteries next turn. Which is not the worst position to be in. Ideally, we find a way of Living Ending, actually, to wipe this board. That would be the ideal situation. Okay, we're starting to get a bit mana flooded now. It's getting a bit frustrating. I guess with a Chalice out, Path to Exile becomes something they can't cast. And I assume that's the only removal in game one. So let's go ahead and... I'm just going to put down the... Yeah, I'm just going to put down the basic for now. And just cast a Curator. At least they can block, unless they get another way of pumping the team out. So we've got quite a bit of time here. And I would like to have found an Electrodominance or an ForeTold there, because then I would have taken the turn to wipe this board. Sure, they get this guy back and we get nothing back, but it resets the board and 2 big spells are gone for them. So this is clearly a collected company. So our opponent's drawn pretty damn well, let's be honest. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. I might be kind of forced to trade with this if they attack. I think I'm just going to take the 4 damage from this. I think... I'll make it 5. Yeah, I think I'm okay taking the 5. So we really need to find an As Foretold or something off the top. Oh, God. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, if we're going to find a Cycler, if we're not going to draw one of those, I'd rather it be a Cycler, because now we can cycle the Striped Riverwinder, because it's not got flying, so it's not doing anything. We get a Scry, so if we can then find a way of casting Living End, then we might be back in the game. So let's cycle this first, and worst case scenario, we just cast our Curator anyway. So sure, that's another card that's just going to get exiled with the Remorseful Cleric, but if we can wipe this board, we might be okay. Okay, definitely put a land to the bottom. That is a lot of lands we're getting. Okay, let's draw. Oh, God. Right, so let's assume we cast Curator here. We'll ignore this Noble Hierarch, because if they're going to attack with just this, fine, we'll trade a 1-for-1 here. If they attack with everything, we take 4 down to 3, we double block. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Ozzy. I think we have to kind of hope to cycle and win through cycling here. I don't like it, but I think that's kind of what we have to do. I think our lifestyle was just a bit too low. Okay. Maybe if it had an extra couple of life, I would go for it. Right, that's going to the bottom. It would be nice to cycle that again, but we still have a land drop, but we have to hit a way of casting stuff. Okay. I'm not going to concede just yet. I'm going to give my opponent the opportunity to make a mistake by not attacking. So yeah, 8 ways of casting a Living End in our deck, and we haven't hit any of them in the 14 cards, which kind of blows. We'll put 2 to the bottom, so technically it's 16 cards. So that kind of sucks. Whereas our opponent's like going crazy on that side. What a good time to not to avoid all your 1-drops. Hey, you too, man. Have fun wherever the hell you're going on a train. Oh, well, that's good fine for our opponent, yeah. So, I feel like outside of, yeah, 4 looks, yeah, that's the way it goes. Outside of, drawing one of our pieces here, we have 4 Electrodominance, 4 as ForeTold, so we could have hit any of those with scrying and cycling. I think that's pretty unfortunate to not hit there. The game, we wouldn't have exactly been in an amazing position had we have hit, because we would have got rid of their board, but they got a 2-1 back, plus they had the collected company anyway, so there's not much you can do. Right, so I think we're bringing in as much removal as we can. I don't think I care about the Aether Vial too much. Do we consider the negates for collected company? I guess we've got enough with remands and cryptic commands. I don't think I want these Fulminator mages. I just don't think they're worth it. Sure, we can probably cut them off blue mana, but whatever. They're going to have lands. It's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Whereas they're beating us down with spirits, we're busy taking out their lands. They're like, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't think Magma Spray's worth it. We can pick off a Noble Hierarch. Actually, no, Magma Spray probably is worth it. Because there are enough small creatures early in the game. So what do you guys think? What do you reckon we're cutting here? Probably the Architects of Will. I think those could be a cut. And on the play, I think I want these Chalices. I'm not too sure. Nimble Obstructionist flies, so that's probably worth keeping in. Whereas the Strike Riverwinder and the Desert Ceradon don't fly. So yeah, I think the Architects of Will are probably the worst creatures here because we can't even cast them. Desert Ceradon probably being the second worst. So let's go something like that. Oh, I never took a card out of my deck. Oops. Oops, there's 61 cards in my deck. Okay, well, we'll just bring one of these back in. Let's go with something like that. Okay, so would you like to play first? We'd love to play first. And, well, I said I wanted these kind of effects, and we got 3. So, I guess we have to keep it, because, this is what we want. We just need one more red source of mana, and we can cast it. So, sure, we'll pay 2 life, and then, yeah, pass to our opponent. Unfortunately, there is a dickhead outside of our house on a bike for some reason. An Aether Vial. Okay, well, that's good for us. Let's cycle this. Okay, come on, lands. Hey! Right, I'm actually going to say... I should probably just say yes, just in case they cast the 2-drop here. I was saying that we can just Anger of the Gods to get rid of their board anyway. But I should probably do it just to get this back. It's probably worth it with double Electrodominance in our hand. I would have liked to have not paid 2 life there, but I think... You know, I'm going to go for it. My opponent could have a second Mausoleum Wanderer in their hand. But I think I just want to get this one thing on the field to block for a long time. And if they have second Mausoleum Wanderer, okay. With 20 lands in the deck, I'm a bit more worried about not hitting a land drop here. And this kind of losing a lot of tempo for a very long time. So I just want this one big flyer on the field. Now they can have to exile this time. Yeah, there's a second Mausoleum Wanderer. So our opponent's kind of living the dream on that side. Okay, well that's not the end of the world. Like, we got something out of it at least. So if we top deck a land here, there's a land. As foretold. Come on down. Cast with As Foretold. So our opponent does get the Mausoleum Wanderer back, but... Oh my god, I'm a dumbass. Oh my fucking god, I'm a dumbass. I deserve to lose this game. Oh well, okay. Whatever. Do I think... Oh my god, I can't believe I fucking did that. Oh, I'm so used to playing normal Living End. That was terrible. That was just awful. I deserve to lose off of that. Yeah, my own fault. Can't blame anybody but myself now if we lose. No excuses about my opponent drawing well. That's just terrible play by me. Okay, well, let's... You know what? I kind of don't want to cycle this. I really don't want to cycle this, actually, because... We're only one land off being able to cast this, and this is ticking up. This is ticking up right now. I think... Oh, hi, Jack. You're right. Do you think Blue-White Wizards would be an okay deck in Modern? Didn't somebody put one of those out on a Modern thing yesterday? Blue-White Wizards? I think it would be. Because you get, like, that Naban. Like, it's kind of like a Panharmonicon on a creature. Okay, there's a Cascade Bluffs. So I'm just going to cast the Curator here. And it might get hit by a Spell Queller, but, you know, it is what it is. Man, they have... Why is it with Spirits? They always seem to have everything. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I should be, like, thankful that that's all that's going wrong. At this point, because that was horrendous what I just did. Another Mausoleum Wanderer, sure. Why not? Okay. Right, so we've got 3 counters on the As Foretold now. That's really good. Unfortunately, we can't remand anything. So what is our play here? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Anger of the Gods. And if our opponent... Oh, no. I want to cast it with the As Foretold. If our opponent activates this, I'm going to remand my own Anger of the Gods back to my hand. And obviously, if they don't activate this, great. So I think it has to be a Spell Queller that they bring in. Oh, come on, they have it again? Oh, wait, no. We should wait for it to resolve first. Because then we can remand back to our own hand. They have another spell queller. That is kind of crazy. Okay, so now we're going to remand back to our own hand. With all of these triggers back on the stack. Okay. So we're doing this before the Mausoleum Wanderer ticks up as well. Okay. So at least we've got another card out of our opponent's hand, but... Good God, they always have everything! Yeah, I don't think you'd want to play Panharmonicon in it, because then you've got too many triggers. Like, the Deputy of Detention, like, what happens if that doesn't have that many targets? Like, it's like, you get a Panharmonicon, you get all of these triggers for a Deputy of Detention, and it's just like, oh... They have one path to exile to, like, essentially counter all of those abilities. Whereas it's worth it on the Naban because it's a 2-mana wizard. Like, why not? Oh, yeah, the Merfolk wizard definitely. That definitely over a Panharmonicon. That actually sounds like a pretty reasonable deck. Maybe I should build that one. What now? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay. That might win us the game. Unless we're dead. Are we dead? We're on 1. That might win us the game. It gives us a chance. My opponent just messed up, I think. Okay, so put a counter on here. Wait a minute. No, we don't want to... my TV's telling me it wants to shut off. We don't want that. So I think my opponent just messed up. Like, sure, they may as well get in for the damage while they can. I understand. But now, I think this wipes the board. And there's nothing they can do about it. They can sacrifice this. But that's only 3. Alright, so... Cast with As ForeTold. I don't know why they did that. They must have something in hand that's going to deal 1 damage to us. Am I missing something? Because we can pay the mana for this. Okay, so, yeah, resolves. We will pay the mana. Yes. Okay, so we get back... One trigger has nothing coming back because we've remanded the spell back to our own hand anyway. Wait, what? Why couldn't I cast that? What the fuck just happened? Whatever. Okay, sure. I have no idea what the hell just happened, but... Okay. I have no idea. I guess I pressed no. Like, again, mistakes that wouldn't happen in paper, but they do on MTGO. Right, so our opponent's got 3 cards. Thank God they only just top decked it. I mean, we might just be dead anyway, but sure. So this is demonstrating another... yeah, so what I'm going to do here is... We have to use this. I can't believe I did that again. Like, how did we not... I have to go back and watch it, but I don't understand why I didn't get to cast this, because I think no was the only option, so I pressed no, but... no, you have to actually click on the card, because MTGO doesn't like to use smart things. Okay, okay, we'll go like this first. If they have a spell queller, I think we're just dead. Okay. There's that. That's something. Cast an As ForeTold with an As ForeTold and pass to them. Oh my God, my mistakes are losing this game. My mistakes are losing this game. I could have, like, resolved the Living End early and got this Curator of Mysteries back, and then with the second Curator of Mysteries, I didn't recast this. Okay, we can get rid of that, assuming they don't have a spell queller in hand. The problem is we never survive any hit of damage. That's not a great top deck anymore, is it? Oh, God. Ah, feels like we should have won this game and I've messed up way too much. I think that we lost this game because of me, not because of the deck being bad. I think my opponent misplayed, although they're putting us under a lot of pressure by having us on 1. Oh, my God. Sure, I'm just going to pass to them. I want to stop on their upkeep. Upkeep. Okay, Electrodominance now. Okay, we lose. Our opponent had it. GG's. Yeah, I think that was me messing up rather than the deck playing bad. I think that was all down to me. Right, so I need to get rid of 1 card here. So let's get rid of a... I'm going to get rid of an Ancestral Vision, actually. Which might sound a bit weird, because it's... no, yeah, I'm going to get rid of an Ancestral Vision. I think I want to keep creatures in the deck. We want some disruption. Get rid of one of those. We don't always need to draw loads of cards, although it would have been a nice top deck there. Let's try again. That was all me. That was terrible. So Jack, did you go? Did you go to F&M on? Not this guy again. You know what? No, you can. I don't want to play against spirits again. I want to play something different. You can have it, dude. Like, yeah. Knock yourself out. I'll wait for another game to come along. So Jack, did you go to F&M on Friday and play Commander? Okay. We will play another game shortly. You know what? I'll join again. If this guy really wants to be a giant penis who just joins our game, then fine. Whatever. Yeah, he is. What a giant penis. Okay, whatever. We'll just play the game out. You got 3 Dovens and a Kaya? That is not a bad pull. Like, oh, was it over 2? Over 2 pre-releases? See, I didn't go to pre-release. I don't... Pre-release is fun, but... Like... I don't see it as good value for money anymore. I think... It's really weird, because I never thought I'd say this, but... Like, I just can't afford... I see it as £25 not going towards a deposit on a mortgage, or I see it as £25 that's not foiling out my actual paper Living End deck. So I mean that could be like a foil, probably not a foil Fulminator Mage, but it could be certainly a foil Living End. Yeah. Wow, my opponent's like being... Why this guy is blatantly... I mean, I'm probably being disrespectful to my opponent here. He probably was waiting there for someone else, and it just happens that no one else is playing right now, so... Whatever. Okay, we'll keep this hand. We've got the Living End again. We just need the Cascade spell. Oh, not the Cascade spell, the thing that allows us to cast our Living End. I assume our opponent has, like, lag issues, which is a very common thing on MTGO, unfortunately. Unfortunately, MTGO is one of those things where Wizards have blatantly just Wizards are just kind of like just forgotten about this platform. They can say that like they want to make money from it as much as they like. They don't. There's been serious issues with connections and MTGO for it. I mean, it's backdated a very, very long time, but since Guilds of Ravnica, quite often you will have one of the two players having serious connection issues, and Wizards apparently just don't want to sort it out because it's not Arena, which I get, don't get me wrong, but the only thing that worries me about that is if, like, I do play Arena now, but, like, what happens when Arena becomes quite old, and, like, Wizards all of a sudden move on to a different project, and they're just going to forget about Arena? It's just, like, that's really bad customer service, in my opinion. Like, if you don't care about the product anymore, get rid of it. And Cameron is messaging me pictures. Why is Cameron messaging me pictures? Oh, that's pretty funny. So glad that KCI got banned. You know what? My opponent could just have this game. I don't care enough. Yeah, it's just 20 points. You know, if you've... Fingers crossed we can find a different game. So, Jack, can you put together a list for that Wizards deck for me and just, like, you know, on MTG Goldfish or something, and I'll play it out for you, because I know you wanted to build Blue-White Spirits. Yeah, KCI got banned. Maybe it was my connection that was bad. Yeah, KCI got banned, unfortunately. Well, actually, what am I saying unfortunately? That's the best thing ever. I hate KCI. It's a deck I don't want to play against. It's a deck I don't want to watch. Seriously, dude? Why would you rejoin? I fucking hate this guy. Oh, this guy's such a dick. I'm probably playing against him. He's probably in the he's probably like in this chat thing right now. Sad life. Cameron, do you watch yeah, we'll keep it sad. Cameron, you watch like Channel Fireball, don't you? Or am I completely wrong there? Is this like anybody known? This Pan Summon JP is, in my opinion, a bit of a penis. Okay, let's play this out. Oh wait, no. On their upkeep. Okay. Dredge is going to see more play. I hope not. Because then people still think that Dredge is a good deck. And it's not. Okay, Noble Hierarch. Sounds good. Whereas Mono Red has ForeTold Living... Oh, sorry. Actually, yeah, Mono Red has ForeTold Living End. Now, that's a quality deck. Although I went 4-1 with it yesterday. And I was recording gameplay today. So what have they got? A Geist of Saint Traft. There is a slight chance we might have to... man, our opponent being on the play here is huge. There is a slight chance that this Electrodominance might have to do quite a lot of work for us. Oh, my God. So I guess I'm just going to Electrodominance now. Just for 0 to cast this Ancestral Vision. We need to find a Living End. I'm going to choose me. Oh, good God. Right, okay. Well, on the plus side, we get to discard a card. We'll discard the Strike Riverwinder. So this has gone pretty horrifically again. Our opponent being on the play. We now need 2 pieces of our combo. Cameron, haven't they made it now so that you can do, they've made it now so you can do best of 3, haven't they? This feels bad. We're probably losing this game. This feels like such a rough matchup. Certainly game 1. And unfortunately, our opponent is like blatantly trying to make it so we keep drawing their game because they're a giant penis. And, yeah. Right, so... Are we just dead next... We are just dead next turn, aren't we? Like 3, 4... We're not dead next turn. You've been playing unranked. Why? It's like... Let's go ahead and cycle Desert Celadon, I guess. There's an Electrodominance. That's a start. So 5. Is this a spirit token, does it say as well? Or is it an angel? Okay, an angel. So we have a turn. So since we... I guess we can hold up Remand. Okay, let's do that. Let's hold up Remand. And yeah, I don't see us winning this game. Unfortunately, Spirits feels like a really... I mean, Spirits is a rough matchup for Normal Living End, but I think Normal Living End has better game against Spirits than this version. Okay, so we take 9. I assume one of my opponent's last cards is Spell Queller. Let's cycle this, because we're certainly not casting it. We will be dead if we cast it. Crypt. That might keep us alive if they don't have the Spell Queller. Okay, that buys us a turn, I guess. Okay. Man, all of this would have been avoidable if we were on the play. Because we would have been able to remand some of this. Well, we wouldn't have definitely won, but we would have been able to remand some of this early game. And, well, that's going to make Cryptic Command a bit worse. So I think I should just Cryptic Command now because they have the Cavern of Souls. We should Cryptic Command to just tap their team. Because this could be a Spell Queller on top. And if they have the Spell Queller, they have it anyway. So, yeah. So, tap draw. If they have a Spell Queller in hand, we were dead anyway. So we may as well at least like reduce the opportunity for them to actually draw a card. I assume our opponent will just tap the... Assuming they don't have the Spell Queller, they'll probably just tap these in response. No, they had it anyway. Okay, so our opponent had everything. Okay. Right, so... do we even want negates? We probably just want removal. Hopefully this time I don't mess up. I'll bring in the Ingot Chewers for the Aether Vials. We played against this guy, like I said last time, and... Yeah, they left Aether Vials in. So let's get rid of a Desert Celadon, and that will be it. We could probably bring in a Chalice as well. I know Banned Spirits has become one of my least liked decks in the format because I think there's a very, very good chance that Banned Spirits is very, very lucky that Phoenixes is the flavor of the month and KCI was as I don't think KCI was broken, but it was absurd. I think Spirits has been very, very lucky that that's been happening because Spirits is just... They have way too much. The only way you can beat Spirits is if they have a bad draw and like it turns out to be a clunky hand. I think it's kind of ridiculous, actually. They've been allowed to, like... The deck hasn't been broken because other decks have just been more broken. But, like... Yeah, I don't think Banned Spirits is, like... a very fair deck at all. Like, it's just got way too much. It's got more than Humans has. With the exception of Hand Disruption, I guess. Right, I need to get rid of one other card here. I guess Remand just isn't that good. Yeah, like Humans, but they're hard to interact with, and they can always hold up spells constantly, even if they haven't got a... Yeah, they can counter a Supreme Verdict. The only thing they don't have is a board wipe. Right, so I'm going to keep this. And hope our opponent doesn't have a turn 1 play. We have the ForeTold, which is really important. See, we'll play Shit, should I have kept that? I should have kept that, shouldn't I? So I can transmute. Fuck's sake. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? Okay, no turn 1 play. That's good. So we can put down a chalice on 1. So that's going to cut off a fair chunk of their deck. All we need to do now is get chalice on 4. That's all we need to do. Chalice on 4 and we're there. Please play something. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I can deal with that. Right, so we're taking this opportunity just to put down as ForeTold. There's a reason I'm not playing my Steam Vents, by the way. I could just shock myself here. It's because I want to demonstrate that I don't have red mana at the minute. And there's no reason to be exactly be cycling this right now. Luckily, Selfless Spirit doesn't do anything against Living End. There's another Steam Vent, so yeah, just shock and cast this. Yeah, and pass to them. So we've got good stuff in the air now, and we're only actually 1 land away from being able to cast Desert Ceradon. Creature decks, I guess there's no harm in playing Rest in Peace, but I always say this, like, creature decks shouldn't really be playing Rest in Peace against Living End. It just doesn't do as much as people think it does. Because my Living End still, like, essentially, like, exiles your board now. Okay. Let's just go ahead and play this tapped. I'm actually gonna go aggressive here. Yeah, I'm gonna go aggressive, and if they double block, I'll bounce the Remorseful Cleric back to the hand. Okay. Yeah, she's going to return this to the hand, and then we get a 2 for 1. Well, they get this back, so we draw a card and we kill the Selfless Spirit. So they can sacrifice the Selfless Spirit if they like. Either way, this thing isn't staying on the board this turn. And they lose the Selfless Spirit anyway, so yeah, sure. Wait, does that counter the spell? I'm not too bothered if it does. But why wouldn't you just put it back in your... It does counter the spell. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm still fine with that. It's still like a 2 for 1 trade, so I'm still fine. I don't care. Okay, the really important thing for here as well is that we have As ForeTold for our remand. So a land would be a good top deck, actually. Wouldn't mind a top deck. Ugh. Actually, one good thing about that is we can still... people forget this is actually a burn spell as well. So, yeah. I'm not going to cycle this Desert Ceradon. I think it's like with 1 more land needed. I think it's... Really? Wow, that's aggressive. That is so aggressive. Okay. So that went well. So we know our opponent now has Rest in Peace. I think on the draw I'm not going to have Chalices in. And see if I can like probably bring in like Fulminator Mages. You saw there like how that's when Spirits loses. That wasn't like sure our hand worked out pretty well. I think Chalice is good on the play only if you're on the play, just because if they don't have a turn 1 Aether Vial or a turn 1 Aether Vial or a turn 1 Mausoleum Wanderer, if you can get a Chalice down on the play on turn 2, then you can like they have 4 Noble Hierarchs, 4 Mausoleum Wanderers, 4 Aether Vials. They might have some other 1-drops I'm not thinking of. That's like what, a fifth of their deck. But on the draw, it's too risky because like that gives them 2 turns to play a 1-drop. Right, so what do I bring in instead? I guess I already brought the Fulminator Mages in, but I guess we could just bring in more Cyclers. I don't really want these counter spells. Like, sure, I guess they counter... I'll probably bring in the Negates over a Remand. Are these Gnomes worth it? Is gaining 3 life really worth it? It might buy... Nah, it's just not worth it. That's a very negative game plan. The only reason I like Remand is because you can remand your own Living End back to your hands in response to a Spell Queller. That's the only reason I really like it. I don't really want it for Collected Company. But I guess we kind of might have to. No, it's not worth it. See, I kind of want both. Magma Spray is there for the 1-drops, like your I can take a Noble Hierarch, I can take out a Mausoleum Wanderer, and I'll come back to you in a second. Sorry, I need to make a quick decision here. You know what? I'll take your advice. Let's go Negates, Remands over Negates then. I kind of want to try and keep them off of mana on the draw. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. Okay. 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 So the Magma Spray, they played it in the second game there, the card that they can sacrifice it to exile our graveyard. So it's kind of a 1 mana, get rid of that card, get it out of the way. Or it hits a Mausoleum Wanderer, or it hits a Noble Hierarch. There's a lot of targets for it. So it kind of gives us a bit more play. So I think we have to keep this hand. Don't we? Is there any way... I don't think there's any way I can put this hand back. I think I have to keep this. Maybe Fulminator Mage was the cut over Negates. Maybe. I kind of have to hope my opponent gets, like, wrecked again. I'm actually going to suspend the Ancestral Vision right now. So the reason I'm going to suspend the Ancestral Vision, I'm going to try and make a play on... How long does this suspend for? 4 turns. So on turn 4, I'm hoping my opponent is going to be tapping out for a Spell Queller to exile this. Then we can follow it with an As Foretold and Living End. That's the plan. We're thinking 4 turns ahead. We're not thinking about right now. Rest in Peace. Fine. Okay, we're not on the Rest in Peace. We're not on the Graveyard plan then. Okay, play the Teleria West. What's really annoying is we could have got this down if we were on the play. We could have, yeah, got this down and we might have been okay. Please tap out for something. Deal. Okay, deal. Absolute deal. I think I'm going to... I don't see how we deal with this, so I'm going to just board wipe now. I think this is a nice tempo play. Like, I've got the opportunity to put the As Foretold down, and I just want to get rid of this thing. We just drew the Lava Coil, and this Electrodominance can be something later on in the game. So I'm just going to get rid of this thing. Like, we don't have removal for that, and it's not as if we have a graveyard to, like, suddenly overturn later on. I just want to keep the board clear. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Supreme Phantom. And a second Supreme Phantom. So we can Lava Coil one of them at the minute. Or should we say the Lava Coil? No, there's no sense in saving the Lava Coil, is there? For the... Yeah, there's no sense in saving the Lava Coil for the Spell Queller, because now with 2 of these out, the Spell Queller will be out of Lava Coil range. So we may as well just take the opportunity to kill something, and again, just keep the board clear. I could cycle this first, but I don't really want to cycle this until we know if this is going to resolve or not. But we do need to find red mana, because we've got these Electrodominances in our hand, which could be useful later on. So I think I am going to cycle this. Oh, wow, that's huge. That's massive. Because now we can Nimble Obstructionist the Spell Queller ability. Okay. Yeah, we can cycle Nimble Obstructionist to take away Spell Queller. If our opponents... A Phantasmal Image, sure. So that means, I assume this means it's going to resolve unless they have, like, a Spell Pierce? But we can pay for the Spell Pierce. What can they have? Unless they just don't have anything. I made a mistake here. I should have had this stack resolve, this trigger resolve first. I don't know why it would matter, but sure. I'm going to choose me. Me sounds good. Okay, not the worst, but not the best. We need some more red mana. I'm going to cast another one of these. There's some red mana. Okay. So I'm going to play this out. I'm just going to cast a creature here, I think. Just going to put something on the field so we don't... Yeah, I will do that. Oh my god, I can just do that with the ForeTold next turn, can't I? Oh my god! This is working out pretty well. Okay, definitely doing it now. It's a great call. That's a really good call. I could remand this, but I'd rather just get rid of this thing now. Really don't care about this thing. Plus, we can just kill this with your other Electrodominance next turn anyway. I had fucking remand. I fucked up. I'm just gonna let this resolve. I think the remand's worth, like, I want to draw a card, but whatever. I just fucked up. I should have remanded this back to their hand with the ForeTold. But we've got the biggest flyer, which is saying something against their deck. My girlfriend's home, so yeah. I'll probably be talking off, not off camera, but off screen for a bit. Okay, so do we want to grow our field here, or what do we want to do? Do we want to just cast as foretold? With this as foretold? I guess that's what we want to do. Yeah, I'm going to do that so we can get 2 as foretold's down and hold it remand. And I'll put out another Nimble Obstructionist if I have to next turn. You know, I think in response to that, I'm going to get rid of this guy. Let's remand first. I think... Is this really worth a remand? I think it probably is. I'm going to remand it. I want to draw another card. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to Electrodominance to get rid of this thing. Even give it 1 extra just to make sure it goes away. Yeah. Just going to remand to get rid of it. And then we can get rid of that thing. Yeah, sure, I'll cast this. Why not? And then we can put down the Striped Riverwinder next turn. And put another Flying Nimble Obstructionist down. This is working out pretty damn well. Okay. I didn't even think about the 3 Nimble Obstructionist. That was just nice. Hey, you alright? Just recording, alright. Live stream. Okay. Yeah, just gonna cast this, I guess. I think I might hold back this Nimble Obstructionist for now. So the only reason I'm going to do this is because I'm just worried about something. I don't know what, but I'm worried about something. Like, it's not as if it's going to add to this board. Like, they've got creatures that can kill our Nimble Obstructionist, so it's not going to help out that way. And if our opponent wants to trade one of these for this, I'm happy with that as well, because we have the biggest creature on the field next turn. So I'm just going to hold this back for now. Let's give my opponent one turn. Maybe I could have also just held back because of the as ForeTold here as well. Yeah, sure, we'll take 3. Okay, now I'm probably just going to keep this Nimble Obstructionist in my hand permanently because we can cast this Living End if we get overwhelmed on the board, which I don't see that happening. Am I just walking straight into a collected company here? I can't just sit here and do nothing. We have to actually end the game. Okay, but if they've got collected company, they have it. Okay, looks like they don't have it. Sweet. Let's see if they want to get in for any kind of damage. Alright. Okay. Did you get any milk, by the way? Yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we're taking the damage here, and... Right. So what do they have in hand? I respect the fact they have to like swing here and like try and make a game of it. So hopefully they don't have anything stupid in hand. It would be nice to have a good top deck here. Oh dear. Is there a chance I should have cast Nimble Obstructionist last turn on end step? Okay, let's cast this now. Guess there's no reason not to. So the reason I'm going to do this now is I'm going to take out a land. So if I take out a land here, if they have a collected company in hand, they have to either use it right now, or they have to tap the Noble Hierarch during combat, which means they can't block with it. So that's why I'm going to do that right now. And I'm still not going to attack with this Nimble Obstructionist. I'm worried about something going wrong. Okay. So that's a positive sign. We still have this Nimble Obstructionist as backup. And we still have one blocker on the field. And looks like they didn't have the collected company. Say what? What's that? What's going on there? What's this Moreland Horn do? Wait, what? Exile a oh. Sorry, I hate spirits. I don't even feel bad about that. Okay. Right, with this board here now, I'm gonna cast this Nimble Obstructionist. Like, no, that's probably a bad idea, isn't it? Oh, it is the combo. The combo you want to be playing in Modern, trust me. If I cast this now and they have another blocker, we essentially don't achieve anything. So I don't think I'm going to do that, actually. I don't see a point in doing that. Like, if they don't have the blocker, then fine. If they do have a blocker, we get through for 3 points of damage. Big deal. Like, the key thing is they're not dead. And if they don't have the blocker, they're going to have to chum block anyway. That does not feel great. Okay. Right. Attack again. They have to block this. I should have cast Nimble Obstructionist. Okay. Cast with this one. Still better than, yeah, you're damn right it's better than Drisu. Who is Tagashi? Who is that? Is that Murray? I'm so glad this Bant Spirits player got beat. This guy was clearly like, I don't want to say stalking me, because stalking is probably not the right word. But he was just waiting for me to like constantly go into games. What a dick. Okay, we'll play, hopefully this isn't Spirits. Please don't be Spirits. This hand is, are we on the play? We're on the draw. Oh, you changed your name, okay. Yeah, you're right, it's definitely still better than, it's still better than Blue Steel, right? I think this deck is actually, has a reasonable play. Like, all it needs is somebody who isn't a fucking idiot playing it. Right, so I guess I'll just keep this, sure. Fucking Death Shadow, man. Oh shit, please don't have Thoughtseize for like the next 10 years. That cuts off a lot of their deck if we can get this down on one. Oh man, they've got Thoughtseize, haven't they? God damn it. Oh well. They didn't have Thoughtseize at least. It's irrelevant, but yeah, at least they didn't have it. Could someone please explain to me why this is like... There was a tier list of like difficult decks to play in Modern, and this one was near the top for Grixis Death Shadow. I have no idea why. Right, so I'm just going to suspend this Ancestral Vision, I guess. Again, we're looking to play... Hopefully draw into something pretty soon. Yeah, like, there's Fatal Push, Serum Visions, Opt... Some run Lightning Bolt. Actual Death Shadow. This could be like a turn 2 tap. Oh, Faithless Looting as well, apparently. What happens with Flashback, Cameron? I really don't think like mid-rangey decks are that hard. Like, I mean, granted, I'm only playing like Abzan, so it's not really the same. Remand really doesn't feel good against their deck either, by the way. Just a casual turn to Gurmag Angler, why not? Okay, well, we're going to have to figure out a way of this thing resolving. Let's go ahead and cycle that, I guess. That's one that I'm definitely never going to cast. But with our lands in hand, there's a chance we might cast this at some point. Okay. Let's play out the Teleria West. And pass. Sorry, yeah, what happens with Flashback? If you flashback Faithless Looting and I have a Chalice on 1, does the Faithless Looting get counted or not? I assume it does, because I think it registers the CMC of a card, not the amount of mana you're paying. Thought Scour. It's actually really smart of our opponent. Well, I'm sure there's a good reason why they're Thought Scouring themselves. But, It's still really good that they are. Because that's creatures that are coming back to a living end if we ever do living end. How the hell are we going to get through this? We need like a cryptic command. Yeah, I know the remand thing. Because James used to do that with Lingering Souls. He used to let the first Lingering Souls resolve. And then counter the second one. So then he essentially, like, he mitigated his losses. Because obviously a control deck does not want to play against Lingering Souls. This has got so many counters left on it. This is so slow. Yeah, living end. Taken. Smart by our opponent. Do you mean the land? Is that what you're on about? There's a land that does that. The, which I forgot. Cameron will know what it is. Cameron knows what the name of every bloody card is. Yeah, Grixis Death Shadow also does not feel like a great matchup. So... Okay, let's play Scalding Tarn. I think... I have to hold it Remand and maybe Curator as well. Like, the ability to cast it. Problem is, a Remand isn't going to stop a Stubborn Denial now, because they can just... like, unless they are stupid and use both pieces of their blue mana, they can just Stubborn Denial our... They can let the Stubborn Denial resolve, and then just cast it again. Oh, having said that, it's not even till next time this comes off the stack. Guy Reach Sanitarium, that's the one. So I'm just going to fetch here. Like, it's not going to make any difference to our clock. Let's get Steam Vents tapped, I guess. Yeah, it makes no difference to our clock whatsoever. Do we cycle this? I don't think there's any need to. We need too many cards at this point, so we need to... First thing is to make this resolve and then see where we are at that point. I kind of don't want to play this Curator out now because if... I guess we kind of have to, though. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to play Curator out. The reason I'm doing this is because... the Gurmag plus double... I guess we're just dead either way to double strike here. Oh, no, we're not. We'll go down to 6. Because we would block 4. Man, if they don't have another blue source, we can remand that... and they have a Stubborn Denial, we can just remand it back to their hand and we can resolve the Ancestral Recall, which gives us a chance. Not much of a chance, but a chance. Okay, Mishra's Bauble, sure. Okay, I can kind of live with that, I guess. Unless the last two cards are Land Bolt. I just realised, like, what the hell do we do here? Because we can't even get rid of this fucking Gurmag Angler. Like, if we living end, they get all this back. And it's worse. This is a horrendous position to be in. Okay. Cast this? Target me? Well, it resolved and it did nothing. Okay. So, cast this, hope we're not dead. Okay. I guess, do I even suspend this? Is it worth it? Like, this just isn't worth suspending, is it? Like, we're going to be dead by the time this comes off suspend, so let's just... Maybe we draw an ForeTold or an Electrodominance. Like, we are dead to so many things, that being one of them. This feels like such a horrendous matchup. Definitely want these surgicals. Probably want the counter spells. Lava Coil isn't that good. Magma Spray isn't that good. I guess a Lava Coil might be able to snag a Death Shadow if we're lucky. Definitely bring up in the Chalice. Tormod's Crypt sounds good. I think that's it. That's all we get. Fulminate Mage is not bad again. No, actually, it's not good. Get rid of that. Architects can go. Definitely want the Remands, but how many? Don't think the Nimble Obstructionists have any targets here, other than maybe, like, something that exiles our graveyard, like a Relic or a... they won't use Relic, they'll use, like, a Tormod's Crypt of their own, so it counters that ability, I guess. Couple of those... Yeah, maybe we should get rid of a Remand. I guess if I'm going to get rid of anything, it'll be a Nimble Obstructionist. That'll do. Whatever. We'll see. Yeah, we're keeping. Tormod's Crypt obviously is really good against them. The key thing about Grixis Death Shadow is to use it when... Oh, Leyline's fine. We can deal with Leyline. Deal with it when they're about to... cast a Gurmag Angler or a Tasiga. So let's put out a Scalding Tarn, and that will do. Yeah, we can definitely deal with a Leyline. Leyline's fine. So, for example, if our opponent had, say, 4 cards in their graveyard and they were fetching on turn 2, then we would Tormod's Crypt now, because then they don't have the graveyard to get rid of, to delve. Well, that kind of sucks. Okay, well. Good start for our opponent. Leyline and Thoughtseize. I mean, there's a good chance I might just take Negates here or something like that. Just like start clearing the way. You could also understand why you might take Electrodominance, because if we top deck a Living End at the right time, or a an Ancestral Vision Recall, I can't remember what it's called, then that's a huge amount of card advantage. Even if we top deck it... Oh, no, we couldn't cast it next turn because we don't have the second source of red mana. Yeah, take the Electrodominance. I don't blame them. Okay, so I'm not going to fetch. We want the red source of mana, so I'm not going to take more red sources of mana out of our library for no apparent reason. There it is. Wow. It's pretty huge, actually, that they had the Thoughtseize on turn 1. Because, yeah, we could have negated it away and protected our Electrodominance, but never mind. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can let this go. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 2 lands and 3 cards in their graveyard. They can't delve for a Tasiga. So we can keep our Tormod's Crypt for now. However, a Death Shadow might be a problem. But there's not really much we can do about it. Okay, sure. fetch stuff in the library now. Get steam vents. And a steam vent. I guess one thing they could have had there is Street Wraith into Gurmag Angler, but then we still get to Tormod's Crypt at the right time. Okay. Let's put that out, and we'll just hold up mana for now. Yeah, we'll negate that. Back to the hand. Actually... 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to Tormod's Crypt now. And then I'm going to negate, because if we negate now, they still have the lands to... they would have 4 cards in their graveyard, plus 2 lands so they could cast Tasiga. So I'm just going to get rid of that graveyard first. At the minute we can deal with a Death Shadow, but we can't deal with anything bigger at the minute. There's a good chance I might just blow the Surgical Extraction to look at their hand soon, to know where we are. Okay. Okay, cast that on 1. Oh my god, I'm a dumbass! Please try and counter it or do something. I need to surgical. Please don't. Please do something. No! Fucking misplay. I always forget that surgical is 1 mana. It's not 2 life, it's 1 mana. Oh my god. That's going to allow them to attack with Street Wraith as well. Sorry, Death Shadow. Okay, at least I can cast this Curator next turn. Okay, it's not bad. Guess we just have to... We have to cast this. We have to do something. Problem is we can't really attack, because if we attack, we're taking that much damage back. I mean, at the minute this Death Shadow may as well have Deflecting Palm written on it. Like, because for every point of damage you deal to them, that's more damage being dealt to us. So we have to kind of kill them in one shot. Right. I think we can take this 4 damage. I think we can take this. There's a very good chance I might have a Street Wraith in hand or something like that. So I think we're okay taking 4 for now. We don't have to gamble. Checking second Chalice doesn't feel that good. Okay, I'm just going to pass the turn. We have Negate up, so fingers crossed. I think this time I probably will block, because this time we have the ability to play around other things like, I don't know, something that gives us double strike. If they have a Street Wraith, they have it, but we can't just keep taking 4 points of damage, and at this point we might even be dead if they have the right combination of cards in their hand. So we're just going to block here and hope they don't have Street Wraith. They've got 4 cards in hand. They never had it anyway. Okay. Okay, cast this. God, I wish we would have used this. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to put Negate Chalice on 2, but that seems like a really bad idea, because, like, what do we even counter in their deck? Like, the thing we're really worried about is their, is it like a Gurmag Angler, which they would have, I assume they would have cast last turn if they had it in hand. So we may need to think about exiling this graveyard, even though, like, we're not getting much for it. Oh, good God. You know what? Yeah, like, I'm just going to take out this graveyard. This graveyard has to go. Because that's the only way I see us, like, losing quickly here, is them getting a whole bunch of cards into their graveyard and casting Gurmag Angler or a Tasiga. Okay, question. Do I keep this in my hand? Or do I transmute? Because if I play this now, I can cast most things in my deck. Actually, that's not true. There's 2 creatures that are 6 drops. So that's a lot of creatures I can't cast. I think it's better to just transmute. So that's what I'm going to do now. It does leave us a turn where we don't have Negate up. But Negate isn't really going to help us anyway. So we're going to get a... I'm going to get an Ancestral Vision, not a Living End. And... this game could go on for a while, so I'm just going to suspend the Ancestral Vision. Put it on 1. Put 1 on 1. That is a fair point. Well, now that that's happened, I'm just going to answer. Okay, I'm going to hope they don't have K command. That's a very good call, actually. Yeah. I'll, next turn I will put this Chalice on. They have Gurmag Angler in their hand. Yeah, they have Gurmag Angler in their hand. Kind of hoping they K command right now. Okay. Please don't top deck as ForeTold now as well. Please, like, Collected Company, that's what we... Sorry, Cryptic Command, that's what we want. Cascade Bluffs, that's not going to help me. Okay, let's put this on 1 then. Might be too late now. The old Caster Street Wraith, eh? Okay. So we need a Cryptic Command and a lot of things to go right here. Okay, good game, opponent. Unfortunately, that's Death Shadow. Normal Living End actually isn't that bad against Death Shadow. I'll play one more game, then I probably have to go make food. Right, we'll play first. Yep. I think we're keeping this hand, although we don't have the red mana for Electrodominance, but fingers crossed that won't be an issue. Are we on the play as well? We are, okay. Yeah, I should have... Actually, I don't know what more I could have really done there. Maybe I could have held Tumult Crit for one more turn, but I don't think I could. I don't know. It feels like a winnable matchup. I think normal Living End is much better, though, against Death Shadow. Because it draws a lot more cards, and Death Shadow doesn't really care if you interact with it that much, to a certain degree. I'm also a really bad control player, by the way. I can't be trusted with a control deck. Cameron, you still about? Okay, let's play this. I'm not going to suspend Ancestral Vision when we have the Electrodominance in our hand. I'd rather just get this Teleria West down and we can start holding up... God, I fucking hate blue decks, even though I'm playing one. You up to much tomorrow? Oh, we're against Merfolk, are we? Right. I'm going to remand that. Even though they can just replay it anyway, I just want to draw a card. Like, this remand isn't doing anything anymore. Oh, they have a Spell Pierce. More for you. Man, 17 people watching. And people thought, like, Saffron Olive was really popular. I don't want a Cryptic right now. 15 people watching? And people thought Saffron Olive was popular. 16, oh my god. Fluctuating all over the place. Teleria West. Cameron, don't message me on Facebook. People just saw what you wrote. You got a date tomorrow. Okay, I like it. Oh my god. You dipshit. That's brilliant. Right, I kind of want to start finding red sources of mana, so I'm going to just cycle. There's nothing else we can do with our mana anyway. So, so Franco Luz, sorry, I can't pronounce your surname there. Luz, is it? I actually played, technically it was Mono Red Living End, but it did Splash Black that I played last night. You haven't seen it yet because I'm still narrating the games. It'll be uploaded sometime this week, probably tomorrow. I can't see it being any later than... Oh, okay. Yeah, there's the black-red version. It literally... It technically splashes black for more than Mausoleum Secrets, but because it does have Horror of the Broken Lands and Archfiend in it. But it's mainly red. My super secret sideboard tech is 3 fatal pushes in the sideboard, which you can fetch with Mausoleum Secrets, which was actually better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I went 4-1 with the deck, and the deck that I lost to, if you guys want to, I'll tell you what, I will show this to you now. The one deck I lost to, on the play, in a deck where I'm using Faithless Looting, Wheel of Fate, and what was the other card called? Cathartic Reunion. The deck I lost to played this on turn 2. Liliana's Caress. So I was like, great, I'm dead. Literally nothing I can do about it. So, yeah. That's the deck I lost to. Okay, let's keep cycling. Ooh, that's actually really, really important. I'll explain why in a second. Let's just keep going. So I assume this is Merfolk. It could be Spirits again, and they've just, like, drawn islands. I doubt that, but it could be. Right, so Scalding Tarn, sure. Yeah, it's Red Black Storm, essentially, but it's really, really not. It's like... Well, it is, I guess. Yeah, Archfiend, originally the deck was mono red, splashing black for... Oh, 1 second, I need to do something here. Ah, you know what, they can see it, it's fine. I think I really care. Yeah, they can take a look at my hand. Originally it was mono red, splashing only black for Mausoleum Secrets and 3 fatal pushes in the sideboard. And it was on my old build. If you look on my channel, there's a mono red Living End deck where it played Hollow Ones, but like Hollow One was actually quite good back then, whereas Hollow One now isn't really that good. it's really weird to say this, but like a turn, like unless you get like 3 or 4 hollow ones on turn 1, it's just too slow, which is really weird. It's kind of where Modern is right now. Oh, the reason I was asking if you do anything tomorrow is you might want to. I didn't know if you wanted to do a podcasty kind of thing, but it doesn't really matter. So what the hell have we got here? 2 mana. This is going to be a Lord. So, oh yeah, the reason I was going to say, the reason we need to consider Nimble Obstructionist is because we do Living End, they could have a creature where they can sacrifice it to counter any creatures coming onto the battlefield without being cast. I forgot what it's called. It's a 1-drop, and it's really hard to deal with in normal Living End. Another Aether Vial. Blah. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fetch. I'm just going to get a basic. Yeah, we don't need any more blue sources. So I'm going to Electrodominance for... Oh my god, can we even do this? No, it's not. It's not. Well, Curse Catch is one of them. So I'm trying to get myself in a position where I can play around both Spell Pierce and like a negate, but I doubt they're going to have like any kind of counter spells other than Spell Pierce main. So I probably shouldn't be playing around Spell Pierce. But I'd also like to Electrolyze to kill this. So at least if they counter the Ancestral Vision, we still get this off the field. But I can't do that because then Spell Pierce on the Ancestral Vision. I'm putting more priority on the Ancestral Vision, but if I can, I'd like to be able to play around a Spell Pierce, but I don't think I can. I hope I'm... Am I making any sense there whatsoever? Mistcaller, that's the one. That's the one. So I don't think I can... So if I do this for 3 mana, I can kill this, and if they don't have the Spell Pierce, great. We get to draw 3 cards, and we play around a Spell Pierce, and we get this off the field. If they have a Spell Pierce, then they counter the Ancestral Vision, and we get the Silvergill Adept, but that's not a big deal. So I think I'm just going to try and play around Spell Pierce here and let them have the Silvergill Adept. You can if you want, Cameron. Go ahead. Right, done. And we'll cast the Ancestral Recall, targeting me. And it looks like they probably don't have it. Okay, that's good. And there's an As ForeTold. Wow, that's huge. That's actually massive. Fulminate Mage doesn't feel that good right now. So let's go As ForeTold. Oh, they could have Spell Pierce. They could have Spell... we've got backup one. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go like this then. Yeah, they have it. Spell Pierce. Son of a bitch. Okay, yeah, we can't pay 2 mana. So let's go ahead and... I'm going to cycle this now. See if I can find a different land. I really don't want to play Stellaria West, but I need to make sure this As ForeTold resolves. So I'm going to play... Like, this has to resolve so I can play around another Spell Pierce next turn. We're also not under that much pressure, so we can kind of take it easy for a while. Ah, fuck it, you only live once. Okay, let's play it. Jack was saying earlier that there's, and there is, like, it's a pretty good deck. There's a blue-white Wizards that's probably going to work in Modern now. like as a tempo deck. Like, kind of think of it as blue-white Delver. You can put it on here, or you can... I don't think it's that bad. But you can put it on here if you like, if you've got a link to it, or you can... It's a nice top deck for our opponent. Well, not top deck, but a nice, you know, second Silver Guild Adept is nice. Yeah, put it here, or if you want to put it on Facebook, you can. It's up to you. Okay, let's show that. You don't want to play Delver? Cameron, remember it's me. I don't want to play Delver either. So let's take a look at this deck. Not too sure about Champion of Wits in that deck. Certainly not as a 3-of. I mean, you've got a lot of 3-drops there for a deck that's looking to be tempo-y. Oh, shit, sorry, I'm not even... I don't know if you guys can see this, but let's take a quick look at this deck while our opponent's doing their thing. There's a lot of 3-drops there. And you could probably trim the Champion of Wits. Don't play what for 0, sorry. Sorry, am I Sorry, what am I meant to be playing for 0? I'm not following. Have I missed something there? There's a very, very good chance I have. Where are we? Man, we just need a Living End. At least Fulminate Mage has a target now. Okay, let's go ahead and try and put this down. So that resolved, did it? Okay. Right. How much damage are we taking next turn? 2... Is this 3? Yeah. 3, 2, 6, 3, 6, 8. It's a lot of damage. I'm going to cycle Desert Ceradon now. Because if we hit land drop, I'd like to play a land. Okay. Target me. That kind of blows. We hit a land at least. Sure. Yeah, the Reflect Mage and like Nabin and stuff like that, I think a Champion of Wits should probably like at best be sideboard, or like maybe a 1 or 2 of. I'll give it a try tomorrow. I'll play it tomorrow. Trownion Explorers. What the hell is that? Why is that in there? Master Waves, yeah, sure. It's a wizard, make a whole bunch. You got loads of devotion. Merrow Harbinger. Yeah, no, I'm not sure about Merrow Harbinger, and I'm not sure about Drowning Explorers. That's probably not going to work in Modern. Oh, this Island Walk could be an issue, actually, couldn't it? Well, worst case scenario, at least we get to Ancestral Vision for free next turn. Okay, there's a land. We're close to dead, so I'm just going to fetch now. We're dead on board anyway, so I may as well just fetch to thin the library out a little bit. Let's get a basic mountain. Ancestral Vision on myself. Man, we cannot find a Living End. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 3 mana left for an Electrodominance. Okay, let's cycle 1. We can cycle 1 card. Oh my god, we're not going to find it. Okay. So I'm going to stop on their upkeep. We'll discard a Sure, whatever, a 4-minute mage. Let's get rid of that. Oh, more? Okay, let's get rid of a Nimble Obstructionist. Sounds good. Okay, with these Vile Triggers on the stack. So we're just going to tap draw. No, I just messed up. I should be saving the red for Electrodominance. Okay, luckily it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but that's not the point. Where is the YouTube thing here? Okay, so at least there's a very low chance of us dying this turn. Isn't Burrington Forge Tender like double white, though? Isn't that kind of hard? Or am I just... Oh, crap. Well, speaking of Master of Waves... Okay, well, we're cycling. We are absolutely cycling. We need to get rid of this board. Come on, living... How many copies are left in the deck? It's like 4 copies out of 27. Come on. Oh my god. Cycle? Oh wait, I should be thinning my deck here. This is stupid. Okay, play Scolding Tarn, thin the deck. So yeah, 4 living ends. A lot of redraws. Okay, let's get an island. Redraw? Hey! Okay, so we cast this. Our opponent presumably can only use a Spell Pierce, which we're covered. Okay. Go. Please resolve. Okay. So let's see what they have. Okay, so... Oh, we just win, okay. I was about to say that if my opponent does activate, especially the 4-mana vial, I will Nimble Obstructionist in response. Because we can't just let them get creatures on the field. Like, they can do it on their own turn, that's fine. Right, okay. So, we won a game, I can't believe it. Alright, take Chalice out on the draw. Especially when we don't know what they're playing. Bring in Ingot Chewers, Anger of the Gods, Lava Coil, Magma Spray... Maybe negates. We'll see if there's anything worse than negates. Remand is okay. Yeah, Fulminators can go. These can go. Electrodominance is actually... Record so far... Well, I'm only playing single matches for a start, so I'm not playing in a league or anything like that. So, lost to Spirits, played against the same Spirits player, and beat him then. Lost to Death Shadow, which felt like a really rough matchup, although I think I made a mistake along the line as well, and now we're 1-0 up in this one. Unfortunately, we keep playing against blue decks, which is not really where you want to be with this deck, I don't think. Well, with Living End, you don't want to be against blue decks at all. So we're kind of hitting all the wrong stuff. Alright, so what were you taking out here? Cryptics felt fine there. Could probably get rid of some more cycling creatures, I guess. Probably don't need these negates, do we? Like, trim some negates and remands. Right, I think we have to keep this hand, don't we? Like, yeah. We've got the pieces we need. We just need some lands. And we've got some cyclists to get going as well. E for Vial. Okay. Okay, so Spy Bluff Canal. We'll pass to our opponent. I really think this deck could benefit with a Simian Spirit Guide or two. Okay, that shall resolve. Okay, Curator of Mysteries, get in the graveyard. Nimble Obstructionist, not what we want. We will take... Ooh. I actually don't want to use that land, because that's our way of getting a Living End. So... I mean, maybe I should just play it just because it means we can definitely get an ForeTold out next turn. The Sphinx that scries, I don't think is that good when you consider that this card, like, whenever you cycle a card, it scries anyway, so you can, like, and 4 mana is not a ridiculous mana cost for this card. Faithless Looting's probably, but you are playing, this version of the deck is playing not Aether Vials, main deck, well, 1 main deck Chalice, 1 sideboard, which you're hoping to do for 1 to counter the Drake's deck. So, I guess you probably could, it's something that needs to be tested. Right, I'm going to play the Scalding Tarn here and hope I hit a 3rd land. I'm going to use this as my Living End later in the game. Thinking about it, maybe the deck should be playing Faithless Looting, because it feels like a lot of the time you're just kind of stalling and not really doing a lot. Like that last game, we had to go to, what, 25 cards in our library to find a Living End, and a Faithless Looting would help with that. I guess we could like stick Chalices in the sideboard. Yeah, like if we're that bothered about Chalice, just put it into the sideboard and like readjust the sideboard. I mean, where are we? There's a few things in here which I think, do we really need them? Like, I think our matchup against Burn is okay with counter spells. So do we really need these? Do we need like a Magma Spray? Sure, it deals with like one of the what's it called? The Sphinx deck, the Arclight Phoenix, but you know it's just a one of. Whereas if we're going to put a Chalice in the sideboard, let's make it 2, and then bring those Faithless Lootings into the main. Right. So yeah, we're going to take 2 here, no problem. Okay, it's going to cycle first before we fetch, because we might hit a land off the top. We do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do this. Steam Vent's tapped. Now I'm a little bit worried about Spell Pierce. My opponent's not doing anything. I think I'm just going to hold up mana here and actually flash in a Nimble Obstructionist to make my opponent do something. And I'll happily trade Nimble Obstructionist for a Silvergill Adept. I think we're just going to hold back on the ForeTold now. Okay. Yeah, Izzet Charm could be a good sideboard card as well, actually. Could even be main board, actually. Maybe a couple of copies main. That's actually worth considering. It's a really good shout. Like I said, I took the list from a guy called Glauber T, who I'm sure you know if you're from Brazil, who Glauber T is. He's obviously one of the better Living End players out there. And also Gabriel Nassif, who's a very big Mono Blue Living End player. So, I mean, those two probably know more about... Certainly Gabriel Nassif knows more than most of us about Mono Blue Living End, whereas Glauber T probably... He's new to the deck, so maybe doesn't know as much. Let's go ahead... I'm just going to cast this, I think. I think I'm quite content trading a Nimble Obstructionist from a part of their board. I kind of want to get into a position... Okay, what have they got here? Well, that sucks. Okay, so we can't block anyway. Okay, now we kind of have to go for the as foretold, I guess. We don't really have a choice anymore. Our opponents kind of run pretty well. Especially if we top deck a Living End, it will definitely be a case of we have to go for it. And if they have the Spell Pierce, they have it. Not really too sure what our opponent's really waiting for. They're probably thinking about whether they should actually add anything to the board. It seems pretty obvious saying this, but if they play something for 2 mana, they obviously have a Spell Pierce in hand, and if they play something for 3 mana, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a Spell Pierce in hand, but there's a very good chance they don't have it. Okay. Well, now we just have to go for it. We don't really have a choice. So let's just go ahead and cast As Foretold. That was a good top deck, but if our opponent has the Spell Pierce, then, you know, we're just dead. Yep, they have the Deprive, so we're just dead. I'm not going to play this game out anymore. So, we're going to bring in... actually, do I want Chelsea just for Aether? We have the Ingot Chewers. It's not worth it. Is there anything else we want? Probably bring in some Negates and Remands again and hope for a better mid-game. We actually didn't draw any removal there. Maybe go down a Cryptic. We don't need all those Cryptics. Get rid of 1 Remand. Okay. Right, so this will be the last game I'm playing. And we're keeping this hand, aren't we? Like, plenty of land, some counter magic, part of the combo. Yeah, we're keeping that. By the way, Cameron, I will answer you. If you're still there, Cameron, I'll answer your message soon anyway. From before. Actually, I'll do it now. I was just for a second there, I read it as I've got a date tomorrow, but I don't know who. So I was like, what the hell? Fucking player. Okay, so no Aether Vial at the minute. Well, we've got more of these than we realistically need. I probably should have actually cycled this on instead. That was a mistake already. Oh, well, Negate's not going to help against this anyway. Harbinger of Tides. Okay. Not really what we want. Neither is that, if I'm being honest. And I guess if our opponent's not got an Aether Vial, it's going to help us out quite a bit. There's a very good chance these Electrodominances might just be cast for, like, killing a creature, which isn't the worst thing ever. It's an expensive removal spell. Right, so we can't actually do anything. Sweet. Okay, well, let's cycle this guy. Steam Vents. Okay, let's play that tapped. So we still have counter magic up. And we can maybe start stripping away creatures next turn. Okay, let's just go ahead and transmute this. I don't know if it's going for Living End or Ancestral Vision, though, because, I mean, look at our graveyard. We get one creature. Like, one creature. Now, granted, it's one of the better creatures. Well, all the creatures in this deck are pretty good. It's just a 5/5, though. I think I might just go Ancestral Recall here, since we have the Electrodominance anyway. I guess we should just go Living End. Like, just protect ourselves. Okay. I guess it's a worst case scenario, it's a board wipe. I'm just going to peek. Go ahead. Right. Is that all they've got? For now? Okay, so they're either getting a bit mana flooded or they're holding something up. Our opponent's taking their time. I'm down to saying that. I'm down to 7.5 minutes. Something's going on. Obviously, they're thinking about something. I think it's a very good chance our opponent's just trying to get cards like this Living End out of our hand. It might be that they have nothing in their hand anyway. And they just realise, look, he's going to cast Living End, so we've got to, like, they've got to make me cast the Living End, and I think this will be enough to get the Living End out of us. With one land, I assume it's just Spell Pierce they have. There's an outside chance of a Stubborn Denial, but I extremely doubt that. Let's play this land, and sure, if you have it, you have it. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for them to untap their lands, because they can have multiple Spell Pierces. I'm not going to pay for any more than one, because, again, they could have Spell Pierce. I don't know what they could have, so let's just make sure we have more than just Spell Pierce covered, I guess, maybe. So, yeah, X is 0. Cast Living End. Wait, did I have 2? Oh, wow. Okay. Didn't even realise I had 2 in there. Maybe I should cycled one a minute ago. Now it looks like we're in a pretty good position, because they have to somehow... Like, this is 10 damage a turn. And... Sure, we can't counter their Merfolk, but we can tap them for a turn. And this is still, like I said, a removal spell. Like, Merfolk, until you get, like, high amounts of them out, they don't really... They're not great. When you get them all together, though, it's like playing at slivers. Like, if you get multiple amounts of slivers... Wow, they just concede. That was a weird end. Okay, well... Good game, I guess? Weird. Well, thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys didn't watch at the beginning, if you have a deck you would like to be played in Modern, and, you know, something you haven't built on paper or on MTGO, I do rent my deck. So if you send me a deck list, you can post it in the comments below, or you can email me it. I'll put the email down below as well, I guess, once I've finished streaming. I will be able to play your deck for you. You won't have to pay anything for it, obviously, but it makes something new on the channel, I guess. Especially if it's Living End. But, yeah. So overall, we went 1-1 against Spirits, but it was the same player, this guy right here. That's the game we actually won. We lost to Death Shadow. I think it was a rough matchup, but I think I definitely made a mistake, because I cast the Surgical Extraction on one with a the Chalice with a Surgical in my hand. So that was definitely a mistake. And then I didn't draw the second Surgical or the second Chalice until much later. And then Merfolk, it feels like it's a rough matchup, but really, wasn't that bad. So, Jack, if you're still watching, I will play your blue-white Wizards deck tomorrow. I don't know if I'll live stream it. I'll probably just record it and then upload it. And then, again, if anybody wants to have a deck played in Modern, email me it, put it in the comments down below. Like with the deck list, obviously, don't just tell me what deck you want to play. And, yeah, with any luck, I'll be able to play it and get it uploaded for you. Right, cheers, guys. I've got to go make dinner. I'm hungry.